Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
I love Batman.
See? Not your favorite character, right? Alright, kids, welcome back to not only the conclusion of KnightsEnd, but the final episode of We Are the Knights, the Batman podcast of the year. I am Phil, joining me as always, Azrael himself, it is.
Justin the Owl swooping back into Gotham City to talk with Phil about the conclusion to KnightsEnd.
Oh, yeah. Got 6 parts tonight, kids.
Yeah. An epic conclusion.
Oh, yeah. Again, it looks like an 80s action movie in here. The helicopters, explosions.
Yeah.
I love how part 1 was kind of a little more subtle, just like, you know, some ninja fights, but now it's just like explosions.
Yeah, explosions, gunfire,
yes.
Cyborg suits.
Underground fight scenes.
A little bit of everything.
Oh, yeah. All right, kids. So, yeah, so this will be it. And then January, me, Justin, and hopefully our friend Russell will start on the Azrael ongoing series.
Yes. I'm so excited about that. Hopefully, yeah, Russell will hopefully be able to join us for most of those episodes, hopefully.
I know. It's not the same without him.
Howdy, y'all. Nom, 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 nom.
You know, because he, you know, so he likes he likes Azrael, like the ongoing series, right?
Yes.
I mean, he loves it because, like, you know, he's like, oh, I want to be part of that.
The greatest comic of all time.
Yeah, I remember him saying a lot of good things about the latest series.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him reading a few issues of that and really liking it.
Yeah, the new stuff, like, I think Lilith, even like some of the newer stuff, she was like, oh, you know, let me know when you get there. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a while.
Oh, yeah. It'll be a few years at this rate.
Well, I don't know if she just said that so I'd forget, so I was just like, what? I should be paying attention. I don't forget. I'm not petty. I don't forget. You know, we could be like 5 years from now. I'll be like, no, you said you joined us for the newer Azrael stuff.
I remember you said you liked that issue.
She was like, really? I said that? Yeah. Oh, we got a like on. We got a Facebook like. Oh, guess from who? Guess from who? Like this Batman video.
Batman, my favorite character.
I am right. I prove it right.
He's watching for the conclusion.
He's like KnightsEnd. Does that mean Batman dies?
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to watch when we're talking about Azrael.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, because most weeks there won't be no Bruce Wayne or Batman. Yeah.
No Bruce Wayne, no Bat. I mean, he'll pop up here and there, but it'll mostly be a totally different character.
Now I see who I'm programming for, Ray. Well, he is a patron, you know.
Yeah.
Kids, if you want to influence my decisions, yes, please subscribe to the Patreon.
Right. It's just a really nice package.
All right, let's get to these because yes, there are 6 issues tonight.
Yes.
A lot to unpack here. All right, so so part 2 begins in Catwoman number 12. Kids, yes, we're gonna rope poor Catwoman into this.
Yes.
From July 1994, Fire in the Sky. Writers Joe Duffy and Chuck Dixon. Penciler, of course, Jim Ballant. Stupid screen, hold on. Jim Ballant. Inker Rick Burchett. Colorist Buzz Setzer. Letterer Bob Panaha. And editors Dennis O'Neil and Jordan B. Gorfinkel. Bruce Wayne has returned to reclaim the mantle of the Bat from Jean-Paul Valley. And I like that opening scene with him. He's finally leaping off those.
Yeah. We've been building up to that for a while. And finally does it.
Meanwhile, Catwoman questions one of Selkirk's armored goons about the ladder and the cybernetic neural enabler, but is ambushed by armed guards. She quickly takes them out, but gets knocked out by another armored goon. Selkirk decides to keep her alive to question her about what she knows and who else knows his business. At the same time, Jean-Paul is on his way to Selkirk's, convinced he is in league with Leha. Selkirk has Catwoman brought up to his penthouse while he speaks to one of his associates on the phone in the parking garage. I guess I'm about to interrogate her.
Intimately.
Catwoman easily escapes Selkirk's thugs while Jean-Paul makes a loud entrance in the parking garage. Selkirk makes his way to the penthouse to make an escape by helicopter, but Catwoman cuts him off at the pass. She has Selkirk right where she wants him when Jean-Paul throws her aside. He like knocks her out. He's like,
yeah, it's crazy.
This time there is no, he's in a frenzy. There's no, you're the devil for making me want you. There's none of that, man. Yeah. He ain't studying no pictures this time. It's just like, get out of my way.
The system's in complete control now.
That's right, man. There is no superior puss this time.
Superior puss.
He asks Selkirk about Leha, but Selkirk says he's dead. Not a good enough answer. Jean-Paul attempts to kill one of Selkirk's guards, but he is stopped in his tracks by Bruce Wayne in his Batman garb in Nightwing and Robin. Yeah. All right. Thoughts on this part, Justin?
Here we go. It's ramping up. I loved the beginning, like you mentioned, where he leaps off the building, because we'd been building up to that for a while. But I also love the interrogation scene with Catwoman where she's got that cyborg arm and she's grabbing that guy by the nostril.
I know, she's like, I might accidentally pull something off. And she's
yeah. I love that because you really don't get to see Catwoman do that a whole lot. So it was nice to see that little thing.
That's also funny too, because the guards burst in and start shooting at her, and she starts doing like acrobatic backflips and stuff with this huge cybernetic arm on one arm. Forget the Jim Ballant boobs throwing her off balance. She now has a giant metal arm on one arm, and
yeah, how does she not have superpowers? Yeah. And then the elevator fight was great too, where she's in the wheelchair. She knocks out those two guys, and then all of a sudden she says, "Oh, Rolling Stones elevator music. Yuck."
I love the scene. I love the scene of Jean-Paul driving there, and just like see all the cars crashing as he just like starts driving up the middle of the street, just oblivious to everyone.
Yeah. And then we also get a little bit of a subtle hint of the future after the guys shoot Jean-Paul. We see like little flecks of red on his suit, on his armor, which will come into play later on. And the first time I read this, I was like, what's that about? What's this red? Is that blood? Like, is that the blood of the guys that he just cut through to get to this dude? But then, well, we find out that's something different. And I thought that was actually pretty cool.
I almost feel like the system makes him build everything in red, then he just had to paint over it with blue.
Yeah. Little touch of spray paint here.
But I love his entrance. Yeah, they just the door in the garage just blows up, and he just like walks through fire. He's like,
just starts blasting them with those blades from his wrist gauntlets.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, the suit's drawn good. I mean, Ballant draws that suit good. I mean, even like him coming up the elevator shaft and stuff.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, we didn't get to see Jim Ballant draw Azrael very much.
Probably since that crossover, pretty for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the only other time, right?
Yeah, and it was the older suit. It wasn't this one. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cool. It was definitely cool to see this. And yeah, he's completely unhinged because he thinks that this random dude is Carlton Leha. Like, just because he's blonde and has a little bit of a resemblance. The man who killed my father.
Yeah, I was going to say, does he think that's him, or does he think that's one of the associates? Because he's just like, you're the guy who killed my father. One of the men who killed my father.
He just goes nuts. Yeah, and just starts beating him.
Oh, hello, Russell. We were just speaking of
you. Russell.
Azrael ring. Well, see, speak of the devil when he appears.
That's right. Hey, Russell.
Howdy, y'all.
Whoa. Here we go. Sees a blonde guy and goes nuts. Sounds like Justin. Speaking of nuts.
He's cradling my nuts.
Well played, Russell. Well played.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Yeah.
You can slather up my cobra.
See, we had a nice little peaceful, mayhem. Bad guy going nuts here, and all of a sudden, Russell just has to come in and drop his nonsense.
Yeah.
Nom 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 nom.
Wait, what? Hey, Phil, did you hear next year Justin and I are being replaced by avatars of ourselves?
Oh, yes, like Kiss. Kiss is retiring.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Replacing themselves with holograms.
Oh, is this Russell? Does that mean you're going to have the big tongue?
I licked around the rim of Ronald Reagan's keister.
I was going to say, what, Russell? You're quitting already? You're like, no, you can have my AI.
AI will do that.
Perhaps I already do. Well, yeah, that was the whole point.
I licked around the rim of Ronald Reagan's keister.
I think you got a lawsuit. I think Mountain Dew has altered your tongue, made it loose.
Destroyed the taste buds.
Lick it up. Oh my!
I spend too much money on tobacco and Mountain Dew.
Tobacco and Mountain Dew.
He said it's sentient. Oh.
You know what that means?
Yeah, his favorite drop, I know.
Is that a sentient tongue?
Leave the poor girl alone. All she was doing was talking about one innocent comment about an alien brain-eating symbiote. Now you guys painted this innocent little hellfire like a pervert.
Is that a sentient tongue?
I will not hear of this.
Innocent.
This girl is innocent.
Power of the penis. Put it here.
This girl is this national treasure. She's a sweet, naive young thing.
Try to donkey punch me now, bitch.
Are you talking about Lilith or Eve Heavenwater?
Oh, well, tomato, yes.
Oh, you don't want to know the things I've done.
Whoa! Phil, how dare you bring up Lilith's genitals? It's shrouded in legend like the Bermuda Triangle. Come on, Russell. Men go in and they don't come out.
Bigger, harder, stronger. Somebody was trying to sneak it in.
Dude, I'm a dead man if she hears this.
Superior puss.
Oh, here, I'll make it better, Liv.
Suck it, Russell.
Hide the Whoa! Hide the cucumber. Yeah, we know you hide the cucumber, Russell.
I'd let Burt Reynolds my ass.
You got us off track. We're talking about Jim Fallon Catwoman boobs. Come on. Back to... Come on.
Real basketball boobs.
Yeah, come on. I actually got Justin talking about boobs. Come on.
And blonde biscuits.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I love the art in this, especially all the scenes with he's him like striding through fire and
he looks like a real monster.
And then he's back.
Yeah, that's a great last page too. I love that.
I don't know, man. That upper body on Bruce Wayne, man. We're strangely close to Rob Liefeld territory there. You know?
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Yeah, it looks kind of like an insect carp.
Russell, it's a known fact that even gay guys like boobs. Yeah, these boobs!
Yes, that's right.
Oh, jeez. Look, those boobs frighten the daylights out of me. I need that drop, Russell. Stay tuned for Noel Tate's upcoming guest appearance on Marvel Tales.
On Marvel Tales. Yeah, we're going to talk to some Defenders.
Does boobs scare me?
Getting some new drops of Noel.
Yes, I need more Noel drops. All right. So, all right. Any other thoughts on this boobtastic issue, Dustin?
No, it was good. Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, it was a nice little segue.
All right. So,
into what happens next.
Shall we get to part 2?
Yeah.
All right, kids. So
the bat.
Yes. All right, kids. So part 2, and it rhymes with Mountain Dew.
I spend too much money on tobacco and Mountain Dew.
All right, back from Batman number 510 from August 1994. Return of the Bat. Return of the Bat.
Return of the Bat.
Writer Doug Mensch. Penciler Mike Manley, inker Joe Rubinstein, colorist Adrian Roy, letterer Ken Brzezinski, and editors Dennis O'Neil and Jordan B. Gorfinkel again. Bruce Wayne, Nightwing, and Robin confront Jean-Paul Valley outside Selkirk's penthouse. Jean-Paul, suffering delusions of his father, tells Bruce to leave. Bruce calls Jean-Paul on the deaths of Abattoir, Graham Etchison, and the system of the Order of Saint Dumas. Jean-Paul tells Batman he'll have to defeat him if he wants the mantle of the Bat back and attacks Bruce. With the distraction of the Batmen fighting, Selkirk orders his men to kill Catwoman while he escapes by helicopter. Catwoman evades the men and goes after Selkirk, while Nightwing and Robin take out Selkirk's other guards downstairs. Jim Gordon and Mayor Armin Kroll are in the mayor's office arguing about the recent methods of the Batman when Gordon gets a phone call about the scene at Selkirk's. Selkirk is able to get on the helicopter with Catwoman hot on his trail. He tells the pilot to swing around to the terrace side of the building so he can blow away both Batmen with a heavy-duty machine gun. Catwoman, using her whip to get on the moving helicopter, quickly disarms Selkirk. Bruce uses Jean-Paul's grapple to get a hold of the helicopter, taking them both off the burning terrace and spinning dangerously out of control, heading straight for the bridge, crossing the river. All right, so... I love how the whole there's like a whole nother story happening while these two maniacs are just fighting it out.
Yeah,
in the background
with Selkirk and all that stuff.
Yeah, Catwoman and Nightwing and Robin. Yeah, just these two are just trading blows while all this stuff's going on.
Basically, they're duking out for the entire issue. I mean, there's a little bit of dialogue in the first page, in the second page, and then they start fighting, and they don't stop for the rest of the they're just beating the hell out of each other. I love it.
And I think Selkirk even like sums it up because one of his goons say, "What's going on?" He's like, "Oh, the two masked weirdos are duking it out to be the number one guy gets to risk his life dressed as a bat." Look, Noel's getting creative. Catwoman.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, ring.
Superior puss.
Oh. Okay, hold on. I already played Lil's. Let's get yours.
Superior puss.
Boy, Noel, you just missed our conversation about the Catwoman issue and Jim Ballin's giant portrayal of Catwoman's boobs.
Does boobs scare me?
Basketball sized.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was happy to see a Catwoman in this issue drawn by Mike Manley again,
with more human proportion.
You're right, but also because back during Night Quest, that 2-part story with Catwoman was one of my favorites. And I love the way that Mike Manley draws Catwoman. And so I was happy to see that. Another rendition of her in this issue. It was great.
Oh, you mean when hormones were driving Jean-Paul instead of the system?
Yeah, that one. You're the night herself and a devil for making me want you. Oh, Jean-Paul.
Oh, she was asking for it because of the way she dressed, huh, Jean-Paul?
Yeah,
huh?
exactly, yeah. Okay. He needs to take a cold shower or 6.
And I love how, like, through the whole, like, Night Quest, the visions of his father and Saint Dumas could not, like, agree on anything until now. They're like, yes, kill Bruce Wayne. Yeah, oh, yeah. Exactly. Here's your Bane, kill him.
How convenient. Yeah,
I know.
They're completely at odds at everything else except for this. Yeah.
Wrestle her poor areolas. Noel DC had a thing with boobs. Comics in the 90s had a thing with boobs.
In general.
Yeah.
Look at Image.
I was going to say, Marvel, none of them were innocent in that time.
Yeah. Image had a stockpile of D-cup boobs.
in size, 6 waists? Yeah.
Right. Little toothpick legs.
Well, unless you're a man, because half those men had big boobs too.
That's true.
Sue Storm. Oh, yes, we discussed that on Marvel Tales.
The boob
yes.
window. The
Yes.
boob window.
The 4 boob window, yes.
Yeah.
D cups. Those were the small ones, no, in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, just this whole fight going on while everyone else is like fighting for their lives, like the Batmen just like duking it out on the terrace.
And meanwhile, Catwoman, Nightwing, and Robin are beating the hell out of Selkirk's guys. I love it.
I know.
Yeah. That was great how they managed to insert that plot in the middle of all this stuff. Yeah, because that could have been just the basis of the whole thing. It's just this grudge match between the 2 Batmen. You know what I mean?
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, I like that they put this side story in here. It's good.
Yeah,
And it didn't feel like it was just shoehorned in for the sake of it. It felt natural. It felt organic.
I know. Gordon about to tell the mayor, he's not the real. It's like, he's not the real what?
And the mayor doesn't care because the new Batman's been getting results, so he doesn't care.
Speaking of another show going on in the side, man, in the comments section here, there's a whole other show going on. Russell says, poor Angela couldn't even balance. True.
Angela? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, clever, Noel. DC Cups. Or DC Cups. And Russell. O Cups.
O Cups. I like that.
Whoa! Oh, I think those are balanced.
Those need a 2-page spread.
Yes.
It's not just for boys.
And the whole time, John. I love all Bruce Wayne's just like, give up. And he's like, give up like you never. Like you did never.
Like you never.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he says, you're not in your prime. You're no threat at all.
I know. I think he's basically like, you couldn't take me in your prime and you ain't in your prime.
Yeah.
You went to night school.
And to his credit, I mean, he does slash up Bruce quite a bit with those gauntlets.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this isn't an easy fight for Bruce by any ways or means.
And then Bruce like taking him out with a sliding glass door.
Yeah.
He's like, I have weapons. What do you have? He's like, yeah, I'll use anything that's at hand. And yeah, hits him with that. It kicks him in that sliding glass door.
Yeah. I also love when the Selkirk and his guys are on the helicopter, and the dude goes, guns all set, Mr. Selkirk. And he goes, then kindly clear aside, son, because it's time to kill 2 bats with one big gun. He just starts mowing at them with this chain gun attached to the helicopter.
Man, that's some 18 shooting there. I mean, there's 2 guys sitting there duking it out, and it doesn't seem like, well, unless he's hitting that Jean Paul's armor, but I mean, it doesn't look like he's hit 2. You got 2 targets. You ain't hitting either.
Yeah. I think he should have had the other guy man the gun. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Catwoman gets on the chopper and get to the chopper. Yeah.
Get to the chopper.
Knocks that machine gun out of the way. And then, yeah, Bruce uses the grapple and they both go
over the edge. I love it.
Fly into that bridge.
Yeah. And you see more of the red showing through on Jean Paul's armor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Foreshadowing what is still to come.
And by the end of the next issue, yeah, that red's really going to be coming through.
Yep.
Wow. Russell says, I'd need a 4-page spread for my boobs.
A fold out.
Squish is a squishy. Nom, 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 nom.
All right. So any other thoughts on this one, Justin?
No, other than the fact that I love the artwork. Mike Manley, as I've said before in the show, can do no wrong in my eyes. I love his stuff.
Yeah, especially during Night Quest. Yeah, his stuff was great.
So good. And yeah, this issue was great because the action doesn't really let up for the whole thing.
Oh no!
Really, from the beginning to the end of the issue, it's just nonstop. We get a brief little page of Commissioner Gordon and Kroll speaking. But other than that, it's just go, go, go. And I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So the next part, we're going to get to Batman Shadow of the Bat number 30 from August 1994. Wild Nights, Wild City. Writer Alan Grant, penciler and inker Brett Blevins, colorist Adrian Roy, letterer Todd Klein, and same editors, kids. So, yeah. So, I mean, we've already had a few like different writers on each issue so far here. I mean, Dixon will be back for the detective issue, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah. And it's, to their credit, it's been cohesive.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't felt jarring, like a jarring shift in the storytelling.
once I said, like, back in this era, like, when a character had like 3 or 4 different books going at once, like Batman or Superman or Spider-Man, it seems like the teams would get together and like plot this stuff out.
Yeah, like writers' meetings and editors' meetings and things like that.
Oh, yeah, like all in the same room and like whiteboarded and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, get the artists involved. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was
All
a
right.
team effort.
Yeah. All right. Bruce Wayne and Jean-Paul Valley hang dangerously on Selkirk's out-of-control helicopter with Catwoman on board, heading straight for the Gotham River Bridge. That is his sentence, kids. Nightwing and Robin take out the rest of Selkirk's goons on the street. Catwoman bails out as the helicopter crashes on top of the bridge. A metallic wrench hits her in the head and knocks her unconscious, causing her to plunge to her death. Bruce leaves Jean-Paul's line and saves Catwoman from the fall. Nightwing and Robin clear the civilians from the street as chunks of the helicopter start to fall. Jean-Paul catches up to Bruce, and the two continue to fight on the bridge, on one of the bridge cables. Selkirk and his men are in the helicopter, trapped as it emits electric sparks that hit the fuel. Jean-Paul is about to burn Bruce, who sees the fuel coming down from the helicopter. Bruce pulls Jean-Paul in the path of the fuel, and Jean-Paul is doused in flames as he falls into the river. Bruce goes back up to the top of the bridge to rescue Selkirk and his men, which makes Catwoman realize that the real Batman has returned. While Nightwing and Robin try to find Jean-Paul's body, but he had already escaped. Or so they think. Bruce and a reluctant Catwoman save Selkirk and his men. Catwoman insists... hold on. Why did the screen blink like that? Catwoman insists Selkirk give up the neural enabler, but he throws it into the river. Just as all the men are saved, the helicopter explodes. Bruce immediately goes to the Batmobile to try to track down Jean-Paul, but unbeknownst to him, Jean-Paul has rigged the car. As Bruce starts the engine, the Batmobile explodes. Nightwing and Robin turn around and see Jean-Paul, his metallic bat costume turned to burnt red from the fire, taunting the duo that there is now only one true Batman.
Yeah. Oh, man, it's good stuff.
I mean, I know you're more of a Marvel man, Ray, but were you not reading the Azrael ongoing series back in the day? They gave a series to a guy who tried to murder Batman. How were you not reading that series, Ray?
And he was almost successful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Batman, my favorite character.
All right, Justin, what you think of Shadow of the Bat?
I love this one. I love the art from Brett Blevins, of course. As I've said before on the show, I'm a big fan of his as well. And the fight on the bridge was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
I like how it was kind of a desperate attempt to save Selkirk and his goons, which is definitely something that Bruce would have done. And it highlights the difference between Jean-Paul and Bruce, because Jean-Paul would have just let them explode in the chopper or let the chopper fall into the river with them in it or whatever. But he risks his life to save them, so... Yeah.
And at this point, Jean-Paul's so nuts. Those could be innocent people hanging off that bridge, and he wouldn't care at this point.
Right, exactly. And I love the fact that there's the gasoline that's dripping all over them during the fight, all over the two Batman. And it's because Jean-Paul tries to use his flamethrower that he catches himself on fire because he's all covered in the gasoline.
Yeah.
Burn, imposter! Ah!
But yeah, I love this whole dialogue when Batman's catching Catwoman as she's falling off the bridge, because talking about Lady Shiva's training done a job. He is once more the man he used to be. Instantly, his decision is made. His body moves to carry it out. Strong, agile, confident, master of the night.
Master of the night. Yes, I love that. Yeah,
that's some Alan Grant writing there, kids.
Yeah. And I love the fact that Catwoman can recognize that fact as well. Mm-hmm. Like she can look at him and tell, like, this is the guy.
She was one of the only ones. The minute she met Jean-Paul Valley, she's like, "You're not him."
Yeah. She just had to smell him.
You have no presence, no pheromones. You nothing.
Pheromones. Yeah.
You're a cranky little virgin, aren't you?
And I love the part too when Catwoman punches Selkirk in the face after he drops the enabler into the river. She's like, "Creeps, we just loathe creeps."
Oh yeah, because that's a storyline from the Catwoman book. Yeah, she's trying to help a friend. Yeah, so yeah, we won't get to it here, but I think in the next issue, she actually like scuba dives into the river to try to get it.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, I think you and Lilith are covering that story next year, aren't you?
I don't know if it's that one, or I don't know if it's that one, or it might be right after it. But yeah, I mean, we are doing some Catwoman. Yes.
Yeah, it's around there, I think.
Yeah, it is close to that time.
Yeah, I love it. And the great ending here. The only thing I didn't like about this issue were a couple of panels, and it was after Jean-Paul set himself on fire and fell into the river. You get those two panels where he's kind of like flailing in the water, and then you see one of him shooting the grapple. I felt like those could have been taken out and just had it been, you kind of assume that he fell into the river and he might be dead or whatever, and have him not see him again until the very end, that last page where he's all red. Like I feel like taking those two panels out would have helped this issue a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. But I love that Brett Blevins, that splash page, Batman just with the goon, just diving off the bridge.
It's so good, yeah. Brett Blevins is incredible in this all of these Shadow of the Bat issues. He's great.
The man in the costume is calm, unafraid, with total confidence in his body and his senses.
Yeah.
I know, and I love how Bruce is like, there's no way Jean-Paul could have swam in that costume. I'm just like,
well,
too.
He could have had a little scuba motor in there. Who knows?
I know. Then Robin's like, no, he's probably booby-trapped it. Boom.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep, let me get that red costume.
I love that.
I remember reading like months later after this came out, like in the letter columns, when people were talking or writing it about these issues. A bunch of smart asses were like, "Why is Batman fighting Iron Man?"
Well, I mean, I suppose, I guess, yeah.
That's no Tony Stark. Tony Stark's been laid.
That's right. Yeah, he's not nearly as frustrated as this man.
Oh yes, this is the angry dude bro who's never been laid.
Exactly. The punishing angel, he calls himself.
All right, so any other thoughts on this one, or should we get to
No, I think we should move along because there's a great fight, another great fight in the next issue. Yeah.
All right, Detective Comics 677 from August 1994, Flesh and Steel. Writer this time just Chuck Dixon, penciler Graham Nolan, inker Scott Hanna, colorist Adrian Roy, letterer John Costanza. This time we got editor Scott Peterson and Darren Vincenzo. An enraged Nightwing goes after Jean-Paul after the Batmobile exploded with Bruce inside. Robin, meanwhile, saves a child from a car that is about to explode. Nightwing and Jean-Paul's combat is too intense and they fall off of the bridge into the water. At that moment, Robin is shocked to see Bruce unharmed. He explains that he managed to escape seconds before the explosion after he deduced that the car would have been rigged. Bruce tells Robin to follow him away from the scene, knowing that Nightwing can hold his own and would know when to back off with Jean-Paul. I don't know about that. After they are gone, Harvey Bullock and Renee Montoya arrive at the scene and they learn of the chaos caused by the fight. It is then that Bullock deduces that the masked vigilantes are fighting to get control over Gotham. Meanwhile, the fight between Nightwing and Jean-Paul leads them to a riverboat casino. Once inside, they wreck the place with their best efforts to defeat each other. Jean-Paul tells Nightwing that he will kill him and then Robin, so there will be no more pretenders. Thanks to his metallic armor in the system, Jean-Paul defeats Nightwing and would have killed him had the Gotham City Police Department not arrived in time to save him. Jean-Paul throws Nightwing's defeated body into the cop's path, escaping in the process. Jean-Paul finds his way to the subway tunnels back to the Batcave, praising St. Dumas all the way. He feels confident that he is the conqueror of Gotham and the rightful owner of the Mantle of the Bat. When he hears someone above in Wayne Manor, Jean-Paul assumes that it is Robin, the last challenger. But when he goes up to face the intruder, he is confronted by Bruce Wayne, the real Batman, who has come to remove Jean-Paul from the role of the Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm. Once and for all. Yes. Final showdown.
Oh, yeah, I thought I read this before. Yeah, the people... I think some of the characters, like, they were playing poker at that one table, but they say there are characters in the riverboat who are drawn to look like Chuck Dixon, Archie Goodwin, Jordan B. Gorfinkel, and Dennis O'Neil.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say some of these faces look somewhat familiar around this table. Yeah, that's funny. I wonder if the woman was supposed to be someone. The woman that's holding on to the machine. She's like, "No, I'm not getting out of here. I'm about to win big."
Because I could have sworn the guy who was like, "No, I was about to win the game." You know, I thought that was like Denny O'Neil.
Yeah. The guy with the hat.
Yeah. All right, so thoughts. I mean, the art in this is beautiful. I mean, I love Graham Nolan.
I love this, especially the 2-page spread after the first page, where it's Nightwing just kind of launching himself into Azrael. That's a great panel.
Oh yeah,
and he's going, "Never, you could never be the Batman." I love that, and the use of color is very vibrant. Like there's this fire in the background, but there's also the red from the Asbats costume, which makes for a great image. And we've got some great stuff here with Robin helping people on the bridge. I love the scene where he rescues the baby. That's really good.
He has to cut the seatbelt because he doesn't know how to do the car seat. Yeah,
right. His ears are ringing afterwards from the explosion. Yeah. And it's a great fight between Nightwing and Azrael. For me, that's the highlight of this issue, is to finally see these two duking it out like a real grudge match. You know, basically the guy who should have gotten the mantle and the guy who did get the mantle. You know, I had kind of been, the whole time I was reading this story the first time when it was coming out, I had been hoping for this to eventually happen, for these two to have their moment where they have it out, and they finally did, and I wasn't disappointed. I love the part where Dick goes, I'm going to peel you out of that tin can and air you out. It's great.
I know. I'm always like, you know what? It had to be Bruce who defeated him, but I'm like, what would have happened if like Dick had just beat him here?
He came close.
I know.
Times that he had Jean Paul on the ropes. Yeah, and maybe if that woman or the people in the casino hadn't gotten in the way, like maybe he would have had a better shot of beating him. But because he got distracted, like that's when Jean Paul used the opportunity to knock him unconscious.
But yeah, there's so many good scenes in here. Like you said, when Dick's about to I'm going to air you out, and then he almost takes Dick's face off with that flamethrower.
Yeah, it's a great battle.
And that casino was just hitting him with musical instruments from the band.
with a banjo.
Piano.
So good. It's definitely you could see this fight happening in Gotham City.
Oh, yeah.
Like, of course there would be a riverboat with a casino on it in Gotham City, of course.
Oh, no, he grabbed Nightwing's costume. I was about to say, did he find the 90s weakness? At first, I'm like, did he grab him by the ponytail?
Oh, the ponytail, yeah. That ponytail was large and in charge in this issue, yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I love Graham Nolan art. Like that panel where Bruce comes out of the flames, yeah.
Yes. Oh, that's so good. And yeah, that first page and that second page that I mentioned, all of the fight sequences were great. Yeah, he's excellent.
And then that last page, which is an homage to, when Bruce got his back broken, when he came up the Batcave stairs and Bane was standing there.
Yeah.
This time it was Bruce standing there.
Yep. Yeah, that's a great page too. I love it.
I love Jean Paul just like, he rides on top of the train coming home, and then you see him walking through the subway tunnels muttering to himself like a homeless guy, just like
yeah. I know, there's no more internal monologue. He's just saying it all out loud.
I mean, I guess as long as he's doing what they tell him to do, I guess that father and Saint Dumbass shut up if as long as he's following orders.
Or maybe they started to get afraid. They're like, okay, yeah, he's fully fledged into Crazy Town now. Yeah, but Jean Paul is bound and determined to kill Robin.
Oh yeah,
in this issue. Yeah, it's not just like, if you get in my way, you're going to get hurt. Like, he wants to actually murder them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think had he really killed Bruce and Dick, I don't think Tim would be showing up himself. I think he'd be looking for reinforcements.
Yeah, he'd be going to get the Titans or
Oh yeah, if not the Titans or anyone like that, at least like Huntress or somebody.
Yeah, someone. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think he's coming himself.
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing. Tim knew that he could never defeat Jean-Paul one-on-one.
Oh no,
he's good.
I think he's even mentioned once or twice already. He's like, last time I tried, he almost strangled me to death.
He almost killed me. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Tim's good, but he knows that he's not that good. He can't. Like otherwise, of course, Bruce would have chosen him to do something to protect the city as Robin by himself if he was that good.
And again, he's like 14 years old. You know, he's 14, 15 years old.
Yeah, you can't put that pressure on that kid. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, it was almost an even fight between Dick and Jean-Paul in this issue. I loved it.
Heck yeah. All right, should we get to the next one, which is technically the conclusion, but then we'll get to that epilogue. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a couple of great stories here. Yeah.
Oh my. All right, so next, Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, number 63 from August 1994. Okay, kids, be good. Climax. I can hear Lilith right now. Writer Dennis O'Neil, penciler Barry Kitson, inker Scott Hanna, colors Digital Chameleon, letterer Willie Schubert, and editors this time Archie Goodwin, Chuck Kim, and Jim Spivey. So I'm glad Denny didn't get to edit himself.
Yeah,
I mean he could have did it, but
he could have, yeah, but
I don't think it's better when I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Stan Lee. I mean, I think it's better when someone doesn't edit themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
Batman confront. Oh, they're not even going to Bruce now. Batman confronts Jean-Paul inside the abandoned Wayne Manor, attempting to talk down the unstable vigilante. Despite his honest efforts, Batman is attacked by Jean-Paul, who won't listen to reason. Batman gets ready for a violent confrontation, but before he can realize, Jean-Paul has left the manor and gone into the Batcave. Batman then attempts to enter the cave using the grandfather clock entrance, but finds that it has been booby-trapped. Knowing that any entrance attempt might prove dangerous, Batman uses an alternate route. Batman finds the spot he fell through as a child, and he enters the cave through the narrow tunnel. After a quick examination, Batman locates Jean-Paul sitting in front of the Bat computer. He's back to those Catwoman pictures, kid.
He's brought up his favorite file.
Yeah, and now she's like, oh, for me, I killed Batman. Yeah. Batman realizes that his enemy has a slim hope of salvation, and he tries to talk him into removing the armor, but Jean-Paul refuses and attacks Batman. The armor causes Jean-Paul's attacks to be slow and clumsy, giving Batman the advantage he needs to avoid violence. When Jean-Paul lunges at Batman, he moves aside and Jean-Paul breaks the Batcomputer, taking an electric charge on full force. When Batman notices that Jean-Paul is exhausted, he leads them to the narrow tunnel which he used to enter the cave. Jean-Paul follows him and activates the night vision of his helmet. At the very entrance of the tunnel, Jean-Paul is unable to reach Batman because of his armor and decides to remove it entirely except for the helmet. When Jean-Paul comes face-to-face against Batman, the latter removes the baffle that covers the entrance, allowing the sunlight to shine upon Jean-Paul. The light blinds Jean-Paul as he had his night vision activated, and he finally removes the helmet. When he is faced by Batman, he admits that there is only one Batman, and that has always been Bruce Wayne. As the fight comes to an end, Batman helps Jean-Paul get out of the Batcave and tell him to find his own way to redeem himself. Jean-Paul finally walks away from a life of torment, but Bruce Wayne knows that he will have to carry on with his job, and until that moment comes, he is simply Bruce Wayne as he walks towards Wayne Manor. All right, thoughts on this, Justin?
I love this issue, actually. I thought this was really well done. And it was done with a great deal of care because, well, for one, I mean, Denny O'Neil created this character. Azrael is kind of his baby. So he's been guiding this character's journey pretty much from the beginning for the last couple of years. And at the core of it all, even after all the stuff that Jean-Paul did when he was Batman, like the stuff with Abattoir and all that, he's still somebody who was pretty badly mentally abused by the Order of Saint Dumas and essentially brainwashed, for lack of a better term. and physically abused as well. Like he was beaten up by that big giant guy in the Sword of Azrael miniseries a bunch of times. So he's been through a lot. Like it's really not his fault that he has turned out this way. The system did a number on him, and that's why Bruce handles him kind of not like a father and a son, but with a great deal more care than he would any other type of nemesis or any other type of person that tried to kill him or break into his house and destroy his stuff and that type of thing.
I mean, I guess Bruce probably also like takes part of the blame. He's like, it probably didn't help your mental state, me, foisting the role of Batman on you. But
yeah,
and again, I mean, I think he handled it the right way. But would Bruce Wayne be so forgiving of someone if they didn't know all his secrets? And
that's true too.
If this was more of a stranger, would Bruce have just let them walk away, or would he have locked them up in Arkham?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. But admittedly, this isn't somebody that you could lock up in Arkham anyway.
True.
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, you could try, I guess.
But then that's the other thing, too. It's like, I mean, he has mental issues. It's like, so you're just going to let him wander away? You don't know what he's getting, maybe, is he in his right mind? He might seem like it at the moment, but who said that's going to last?
Right. And he just tried to kill you like he just destroyed this portrait of your dad.
Yeah.
He knows all of your secrets. He knows how to get into the Batcave.
What if the voices start again? His dad saying dumbass? What if that starts again?
Yeah, that's true. It was very trusting of Bruce to just let him walk away like that.
Because the system is still there as far as I know.
Yeah. But maybe he thought, well... My method didn't really work so good the first time, so maybe I'll just kind of let him do it his way and see if it works this time. Maybe I'll just do the hands-off approach this time and see if it has better success.
Or Bruce is just like, oh, well, Denny's going to start him in his own ongoing series here soon.
Yeah, exactly. He's in good hands with Denny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, was that another message, too, that maybe Denny was trying to get across, where it's like, you know what, there's been enough blood and violence in Nightfall and Night Quest, maybe let's just end this with
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, rather than just have it be a knockdown, drag out fight for the entire issue in the Batcave, with like them smashing all of Bruce's relics from the past, like the T-Rex and the big coin and all this other crap. Like they could have easily done it the Michael Bay route, and it would have been terrible, but. Instead, we get this very thoughtful, very well-written character study.
Yeah, because if it was anyone else, this easily could have gone, okay, I tried to reason with you, so I'm sorry, but violent, I have to physically take you down.
Right. And I was kind of expecting that. I was expecting to see it have to come to that Bruce would try time and time again to reason with him and basically plead with him desperately, just stop what you're doing and think about it, and that he would have no other recourse but just to beat the hell out of him or like electrocute him or something horrible like that. But the fact that he got him to remove his armor and that did the trick with the light thing, I thought that was very smart. I really liked that.
And this is kind of built like a rep for Azrael too, because it's like, well, Bruce didn't take him down physically, so it's like, does that plot play doubt in people's minds? Like, well, maybe he can beat Batman,
Right. That's true, yeah.
We are going to be selling a book here.
And how quickly did the Azrael series start after this? Do you remember?
Let me see. I think it was a couple months. I know it was after, 0 Hour starts, like, in all the next issues. I know it's after that. I think we might have got through Prodigal. Let me see.
Prodigal. Okay.
So, hold on. Azrael number 1. So this one was cover date August 94. Azrael number 1 was February 95.
Oh, okay.
So
a little bit, yeah.
So maybe like 6 months. But again, like I said, we got on the other side of 0 Hour. It was like on the other side of Prodigal. Yeah, because when Bruce Wayne comes back, he kind of goes, where's he? I think he's in the second issue of Azrael. Kind of like gives him a new Azrael. So he's like, "You're good luck."
Right. Gives him a pat on the back.
Yeah. Here. I might be responsible for some of the things you've done here. Good luck.
Yeah. No hard feelings, right? Yeah. And this issue also gives us a kind of a preview of the creative team for the Azrael series, because it was Denny O'Neil and Barry Kitson did the artwork.
Yeah, at least for those.
Which I love, yeah. Barry Kitson is so good.
Oh, yeah. Again, another artist really draws that Azrael suit pretty, well, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. With the claws and that visor. There's some panels where it's just kind of like you can only see the visor, and the rest of the costume is a silhouette in the shadows. It's really, really good.
Oh, yeah. I am Batman. If I am not, I am nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I really felt that this was a great conclusion to the story. Yeah, I felt like it was satisfying. I didn't feel like it was a letdown or that it was anticlimactic. I felt like it told the story that I feel like this story was intending to tell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And again, I think, especially here, Bruce kind of saw, there, but for the grace of God, because he's thrown himself into that Batman role. So it's
right.
That could have been me.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Justin, but do you want to get to the epilogue?
Yes, Showcase 94.
Yes, number 10. I love that cover, just with the broken Azrael helmet. Yeah.
That's a great cover. I actually hadn't read this issue. This is my first time reading this one. It was nice.
All right, so yeah, Showcase 94, number 10. There's 2 stories in there. This one is Azrael Aftermath by Alan Grant, writer. Mike Vosberg, penciler, Ron McCain, inker, colorist David Hornung, colorist, letterer Ken Brzezinnik, and editors Dennis O'Neil and Neil Posner. Jean-Paul Valley wanders the streets of Gotham after he was defeated by Bruce Wayne and the mantle of the Bat was taken from him. Jean-Paul lost all sense in his life and he ends up under a bridge with some homeless people. One of them, called Legs, tries to, of course, because it's now the Grant story, tries to cheer him up by telling him the story of how he lost his legs in the Vietnam War. Jean-Paul wouldn't listen to it and starts to remember how his life changed since he became Azrael and all the villains he stopped when he was Batman. He feels that without his costumed identities, he is a worthless human being and leaves the place hopeless. 3 guys appear and start to disturb the homeless. One of the 3 is about to break a bottle on a homeless man when Jean-Paul appears and saves the people. He feels tired and weak, but deep down he knows there is still a little hope for him. All right, so what did you think? Yes, it's your first time going through this. What do you think?
I like the story. The artwork.
The inside art. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
Mike Vosberg, it really isn't my favorite. Yeah, it's kind of messy. But the story was great. Alan Grant, of course, can do no wrong in my book, as most people know by now about me. And I loved the story. It was a great little epilogue. We have a nice kind of full page splash page that kind of summarizes his whole time as Batman. Mm-hmm. It talks about the Tallyman and Gunhawk and the Trigger Twins and Catwoman and all that stuff. And
that was so weird though. It mentions Ballistic. I'm like, but Ballistic really wasn't an enemy.
Yeah. That was maybe a little editorial boo-boo. Yeah. And I like the dialogue with Legs a lot. And of course, as you said, Alan Grant created this character, and he pops up quite frequently in Alan Grant stories, which I love. And we get a little bit of backstory for him. I can't remember in older issues if they really delved into Legs' backstory.
I really don't think so. I mean, he might have mentioned threw out a comment here and there, but I don't think they really ever got into his. Yeah. Yeah,
they certainly didn't do any flashback panels like we got in this issue.
Oh no.
Which was nice. That was cool. I really liked seeing that. It was a nice little glimpse into his past.
Yeah, and again, all those flashbacks, we kind of get Jean Paul's origin and stuff, and and remind you, that father's been messing with him since he was an infant. That's when they start programming him with the system. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, just again, the art's not our cup of tea, but just him sitting under that bridge and stuff. It's just like
that first page was good.
Yeah, it like hits you hard because it's like, yeah, all of, he was like this, he was the Batman. He was like the basically was the boogeyman of all crime in Gotham. Now he's just some guy homeless guy sitting under a bridge and stuff.
Yeah, warming his hands by a fire. Yeah,
at least Bruce Wayne could have let me sleep over overnight.
Yeah. Could have set him up with an efficiency apartment or something.
Or here's somebody for a hotel for the night,
right? Yeah.
Instead, it's like, I got the clothes on your back. Shuffle off.
Yeah. Have fun. Say hi to Legs for me.
I mean, he's basically in a t-shirt and then like the pants he was wearing in the bat suit. That's it. And
who knows how long he was wearing that clothes underneath the Batman outfit?
Oh yeah, because he's basically been living. He literally has been living in the cave. Yeah.
Yeah, and sleeping in the armor.
Mm-hmm.
So that man is probably pretty ripe right about now.
So yeah, I mean, it's kind of, so, and then we need this story too, where they trying to set it up where it's like, okay, he's still kind of a hero because he did defend the homeless and stuff. And,
yeah, I felt like that was cool in a certain sense, but I don't know. This story was lacking a little bit for me. I felt like they could have added a little bit something extra to this. I felt like it was missing something.
Well, again, I wonder if it's like they didn't want to go too far because Denny is going to be starting the Azrael series, so it's like you don't want to like set something up where he's like, "Why'd you do that? I wasn't going to go there," or
True. No, you're right. Because this issue came out what month?
The showcase one.
Yeah.
This one was September '94.
September.
Yeah.
So Azrael #1 came out pretty quickly after this. Right. Well, actually, that was 95.
February '95. This came out like
February.
right after Nightfall. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it did because there's two other stories in here. The last one is like a kind of like a lead up to 0 Hour. So yeah, this one comes like right after. Yeah, this is right after Night's End.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and before I forget, yes, I did mention. I don't know if you read it. It's part of Prodigal Detective. What is it? 681. Dick as Batman and Tim are looking for this. There's a killer in town who's killing someone with claws. So Dick's like, watch, John Paul Valley's probably back, and Robin's like, it ain't him. So Dick tracks him down to he's actually in like a homeless shelter or something at this point, and the guy's like, yeah, that's the guy who won. And Dick runs. Dick's wearing the Batman suit, and Jean Paul just freaks out. He's like, no, you said you'd leave me alone. Basically,
Yeah.
Basically just like cowering in his bed, and Dick's like, yeah, this ain't him, because
this isn't the guy.
Even like when he called to Tim later, he's like, yeah, he's in Gotham, but I don't think he even knows he's still in Gotham.
Yeah,
because as we'll get to next month, yeah, he kind of that's kind of where he picks up. Then he picks it up in Azrael #1 because he's kind of between living on the street and I think living in this shelter. Yeah.
Yeah, that, if I remember right, yeah. And then after that, that's kind of when he starts to figure out the secrets of the Order of Saint Dumbass.
Yeah, and as I said, I think issue 2 Batman brings him a new suit and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get there in end of January, kids.
We will, yes. Saint Dumas.
God. Yeah, I believe he's in the shelter. That's where he meets his first supporting cast member. Is it Brian?
Yes. Yeah, Brian O'Brien. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, it's going to be fun revisiting that Azrael series.
Yeah, it's been a while since I reread that.
Yeah, and there's still a bunch of that which I haven't read yet in the later half of the series.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. So it'll be a first time read for me.
Agent of the Bat. Oh, you know, if Russell's not there for every episode, he's going to make time because there was one issue special where Azrael teamed up with the Question.
Oh yeah,
the original Question. Yeah. If he can move heaven and earth, Russell will be there for that episode.
Yeah, Russell is a huge fan of the Question.
All right. So, any thoughts on Knight's End as a whole, Justin, or hell, our whole Night Quest journey as a whole?
Well, Knight's End as a whole, I enjoyed. I felt like it was, as a whole, it was a satisfying conclusion to the larger story. Even though there were some bits and pieces which were a little askew, but that's okay. It wasn't, the whole thing wasn't perfect. Like Night Quest and the Crusade, the Search.
Mhm.
Like there were a few issues in the whole thing with Dr. Plot Resolver.
Oh yeah.
Like that whole mess. And some of the other stuff that happened.
Oh, that is one of the funniest things in this, and where Jean Paul's like, "You quit and ran away." He's like, "Well, I had to go rescue Jack Drake and Dr. Plot Resolver." He's like, "Yeah, right, whatever."
And I still, it's so weird to me that to this day that Bruce went to Lady Shiva for help. Like
Yeah.
out of all the people that he knows in the Justice League, like all the superheroes that he knows.
Well, and I mean, these days in true Batgirl fashion, he would have some kind of computer program where he could just like download all his previous skills into his brain or something,
Yeah, the nano ticket, yeah. But yeah, I still, the first time I read that story, I was like, "What? He's going to Lady Shiva?"
I know.
What?
I know, but I don't know. I think the whole point was like, yeah, he can get all his skills back, but it might kill him.
Right. He might lose his soul in the process. Okay. Yeah. But it was, on the whole, it was good. I enjoyed Night Quest, The Crusade, The Search, KnightsEnd. I really liked all of it. Yeah. It was. I felt like it was a successful story to me. It was a successful Batman story.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Phil?
I enjoyed I enjoyed the whole thing from beginning to end. Getting a Nightfall to here, and it's again. I was here back in the day, kids.
Yeah, both of us were. Yeah,
when we didn't know when this thing was going to end. You're in the middle of Nightfall, Night Quest. You're like, oh my.
They're keeping it going.
Yeah.
But we both knew that it was eventually going to change. Yeah. That Bruce was eventually going to come back. And that it would return to basically the status quo that it was before. I knew all along that was what was going to happen. I had no aspirations of belief that John Paul Valley was going to be Batman for years and years and years.
Oh yeah, no.
If anything, it would have been Dick Grayson.
Yes,
that was kind of what I was expecting. If anything, was that if Bruce was going to come back and say, "No, I don't want to do this anymore," and then turn it over to Dick. That was kind of what I was expecting to see happen as a possible ending to Night Quest.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, if Nightwing had been able to take down Azrael, when Bruce had been like, "Oh, I guess you need to be Batman at least for a while."
Okay, well, you earned it.
What's so funny? It's like immediately after Night's End, 0 Hour hits for like a month or so, and Bruce is back for that. But then the minute 0 Hour's over, he's like, "Oh, Dick, I need you to take over again." Dick and Tim are just like, "Wait a minute, he just came back," and he's like, "Well, yeah, because I had to."
This 0 Hour thing wiped me out, guys. It's
a big company-wide crossover. I had to represent. Oh yeah, I mean those 0 Hour issues. That was the Detective Comics one. Yeah, he saw a timeline where he died and his parents lived that night. So
yes.
Oh, I love that issue because he's out the night. When originally his parents were murdered, and in this timeline, it's where he was killed as a kid. He's just like, this time's vengeance is swift, and they don't have to wait years for it.
Yeah.
And he gets to pummel all these guys who are like, "Who are you? What are you?
What did I do to you?"
But that's when he finds out Joe Chill was home all high, and he's just like, "Wait a minute, maybe he was not the killer." That's the
Yeah.
That's the big thing every Crisis, where they switch it back and forth. Joe Chill was the killer. Now he doesn't know who the killer is. Now Joe Chill's the killer.
Exactly. It's kind of like roulette with the Wayne murders. You never know who it's going to be.
I kind of like it when he doesn't know who it is, because it's like he may have avenged his parents, but again, he may not have, and he may never avenge his parents.
And the
guy might be dead, and he might not be able to get to him.
Exactly. That all of those unanswered questions would fuel that rage in Bruce Wayne's heart even more than the knowledge of who the murderer was, and the fact that they were brought to justice or weren't. Yeah.
All right, Justin. Anything else?
No, I think we did wrap this up pretty good, Phil. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good conclusion to old Nightfall, Night Quest, and KnightsEnd.
All right, kids. There's a lot of good stuff coming up next year.
Yes.
Besides the Azrael stuff, I know in January, Lilith and I get 5 episodes next month, kids. Yes, Lilith and I are going to cover some. First 2 weeks we're going to cover some pre-crisis stuff. The Untold Legend of the Batman 3-issue miniseries and Batman number 400, which is basically the unofficial, last pre-crisis story.
The 400.
And then week 2, we'll cover Brave and the Bold 140, 147, 158, and 160, featuring team-ups with Wonder Woman and Supergirl.
Ooh, nice.
And then...
Very cool.
For you, Lilith, we're going to cover Batman's appearances in Deathstroke the Terminator 6 through 9.
Ooh, okay. Is that the... No, that's not the Total Chaos crossover.
No, it's before that. No, yeah, no, it's what is it? But it's basically just a storyline where Deathstroke comes to Gotham, and it's not Batman's book, kids, so he's not guaranteed to win, kids. And then I'm making
cool.
Then the week after, I'm making Lilith do Batman Universe 1 through 6 by a certain writer who shall remain nameless.
Bendis.
Oh, no. Doing the Lord's work.
That's all right. I got some stuff on there for her. And then at the end of January, again, Justin will be back. Hopefully Russ will be here. We'll cover the first 5 issues of the Azrael ongoing series.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I have good stuff for Lilith because in February we're going to do... There was 3 different miniseries, all the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover miniseries.
Ooh, so, cool.
Uh-huh.
Very nice.
I think those are even on the app, so yeah. And then,
Love it.
As we said, Lilith may have to join us for the Azrael episode in February because it's Azrael 6 through 9 on episode 169. So
yeah, I would love that.
And by Lilith Hellfire's request, in March, kids, we're gonna do Batman 66 episodes.
Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you haven't covered that on the show yet, have you?
No. Kristen and I have done some on Nightwing News, but yeah, no.
Ooh,
Lilith wanted to do some on Batman 66. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, very cool.
So I kind of picked, 3 episodes each. First episode will be season 1 2-parter, and then a season 2 2-parter, then a season 3 3-parter. For the last episode, the Londinium episodes.
Oh,
Oh, I got some good stuff, man. The first week is King Tut. The second week is when Penguin runs for mayor, and then the last week is the Londinium ones. Yeah, yes.
Oh, I love it. That's gonna be great.
By Lilith Hellfire's demand. All right, kids. So lots of good stuff coming. That's just the first quarter, kids.
That's just the first few months. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be joining you guys too later on in the year.
Oh, yeah, Justin.
Killer Moth.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We got some cannon fodder months here in the summer for on here and on Ultimate Spider Cast. So, but yes, Justin will be poking his head in even for non-Azrael episodes. So,
yeah.
And again, next year it's like I think is it October next year? I closed the schedule. Oh no, did I close the schedule? Yeah, but episode 200 will be coming, kids.
Yeah.
I believe, unless plans change, we'll be doing something. We'll do Batman 89.
Batman 89.
Yeah.
Live watch along. I love it. That was so much fun when I joined you guys for Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so great. Michael Keaton Batman.
Yeah. Oh man.
Coked up Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Yeah. I think he's admitted that. He's like, oh yeah. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
I was gonna say, are those all euphemisms for something?
Loves cocaine.
It's gonna be so good. All right, kids. So send us all your thoughts. All that stuff's coming here, kids. Email us CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the Patreon. Please subscribe to the Patreon. A bunch of good
Join
stuff
me in the
on there.
Patreon Elite. You get all the bonus episodes, all the uncensored Lilith Hellfire you could possibly want.
Yes. Again, check out that December episode. What would Lilith Hellfire do with unlimited funds? I don't even think I don't think she even mentioned the bazooka. I know she before. She wants a bazooka, like a rocket launcher. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm serious. She told me that before. I'm like, oh, I know the one time when she came up, I was like, honey, I'm like, if I could rent you one somewhere, I would. It's like my kid sister. I'm like, I would.
The mental image of her with a bazooka. I love it.
I know.
I need that on a t-shirt.
She's like 5'3". I'm like, you mad her with his bazooka?
I need an artist commission of that.
I think it's probably longer than she is. Yeah. Oh,
That's fantastic.
God, I know it wouldn't stand in front of her. Oh, if I could have set that up, man, I would have recorded that. There would be video of that. God, I'd make you guys pay for that. I'll put that on Patreon. Like, here, little blowing crap up with a bazooka.
Let's go to the bazooka shooting range. They got a bunch of beat up old vehicles lined up in some quarry.
Go to like a junkyard or something.
I wonder if my wrist is ready for that.
That would be great. I think that needs to happen.
Don't pull it out unless you're going to use it. That's true for guns and penises.
Again, well, hey, if anyone has access to a rocket launcher, yes, please let me know. Oh my God, that'll be this coming year. I'll be like, hey, get up here. I need another visit. I don't know. I got a rocket launcher. Damn it, I'm on the next flight.
You send her the picture of the rocket launcher in the case. Look what I got.
Oh my God, if she owned her own, that talk about power corrupting. Be like, you blew up a guy's car, almost killed him. He ran a stop sign.
Oh God, I love it.
Talk about flames and chaos like this story. All right, so find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. Hey, I got a bunch of prizes. I'll send you all the prizes I have if you can get Lilith her hands on a rocket launcher, even for a day. All right.
We need photographic evidence.
Yes. All right, speaking of heavy artillery, Justin. All right. Speaking of heavy artillery, Justin.
The big bazooka.
All right. You can find him here once a month on We Are the Night, the Batman podcast, talking Azrael, as you know. Twice a month on Electric Mullet right here, the Superman podcast with me and Tyler. Once a month on Energon Universe, me and Russell talking all the new Transformers, G.I. Joe, and of course every single week with me on Marvel Tales, where we discuss a different Marvel tale every week. And of course that's not all. So Justin, where else can people find you?
Yes, in addition to all of those shows, you can also find me on Gamma Charge, the strongest podcast there is, where Russell and I talk about the Incredible Hulk and the sensational She-Hulk 3 times a month. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out if you're so inclined. And over on Predator and Prey, the Yucha podcast, Russell and I are joined by the High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, and our pal Sparky. And we talk about Fox's Predator twice a month, and comic books, action figures, movies, and more. Russell and I also are doing Gone, the Form of Man, the Etrigan podcast, where we talk about DC's Demon, going all the way back to the 70s to Jack Kirby's original Demon series. And last but not least, the Lost Library of Legends is still going, and I just put out a new episode about a 4-issue miniseries called The Owl from Dynamite Entertainment.
Scream at! Tap, tap, tapping my way downtown. Giant-sized man thing.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Guilty or innocent.
Love that one.
Yes, that's great.
Guilty or innocent?
I told you, I think I have my new intro for Energon Universe. It'll be
Guilty or innocent? Howdy, y'all!
Guilty, innocent, howdy, y'all!
I think that needs to happen.
Yeah, I think I just need to string that together so I can just hit one drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Howdy, y'all! We're here to judge you. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us this episode and this year. Joining me, Lilith, and I'm so glad Justin is now part of the team.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's been super fun.
Now, I'd say I get my money's worth out of this Justin, but he's free. All right, so yes, lots of good stuff coming up here, and again, Justin will be back. Hopefully, we'll get Russell for the first 5 issues of Azrael at the end of January.
Fingers crossed. We'll go Russell involved. Yeah. The Azrael quest begins.
Yes. Starts with shoes, if I remember correctly. All right, kids, come back next time. Remember, join us same bat time.
Same bat channel.
We are the night.
The Batman Podcast.
And remember, New Year's coming. Dream big, just like Jean-Paul Valley and Lilith Hellfire. Good night.